Hey there, my friend. It's Dr. A from the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project, and I get asked by men and women all the time, Dr. A, how do I shrink my stomach? I just feel like I have a huge stomach. I'm constantly overeating. Is it possible to shrink my stomach? What kind of things should I do? And in this video, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the anatomy of how the stomach and how it influences hunger. We're going to talk about some of the actual surgical options that people do. And we're going to give you our recommendations on how you can actually shrink your stomach, quotation marks as you're going to see in this video, and some recommendations on how that might help you lose weight and feel more energetic and all that good stuff. So I know you're going to learn a ton in this video. Get out your pen and paper, take some notes, and let's dive on in.
FitFatherProject.com.
All right, so let's talk about how to shrink your stomach. And I want to start with a little bit of anatomy. So you can see this picture over here. This is the upper part of your digestive tract. We start chewing food in our mouth, and there's some enzymes in our saliva that starts to break food down. It goes down our esophagus, and then it goes into our stomach, which is this sac of hydrochloric acid that starts to digest some of the proteins and get the food prepared so it can move into the intestines. That is the concept here. And the stomach is really the first main organ of digestion. We have the esophagus tube, and once food gets in the stomach, we're eating. It takes a little bit of time for the food to empty the stomach and get into the intestines where it's absolutely absorbed. And now our stomach is like a balloon. It stretches and it shrinks in response to us eating meals. So if we drink a lot of water, it stretches our stomach. And when our stomach is stretched, it actually sends receptors up to the brain through this nerve conduction that tells our brain to feel less hungry. Stomach stretching means our brain is less hungry. And this is a stretch reflex in the stomach. And as the stomach starts to shrink, it actually starts to release more hormones that stimulate hunger. And there's a hormone called ghrelin that's secreted when the stomach shrinks back down. So this expansion gives our brains the signal that we're full, and then the shrinking gives our brains this signal that we are hungry. And this happens on cycles throughout the day. And actually these cycles that are done, these hunger cycles, are actually kind of synced up to how frequently you eat. The more frequently you eat, the more stretching and collapsing, the more frequently your body is releasing the hormone ghrelin that makes you hungry. So guess what? People who eat 6 small meals a day get hungry 6 times a day. People who intermittent fast and eat 1 to 2 meals per day, over time only get hungry 1 to 2 times per day. So this pattern of the shrinking and the collapsing of the stomach is actually entrained by our behaviors and our meal timing. So this is my first suggestion for you. Is if you're interested in shrinking your stomach, if you will, I would say to eat a little bit less frequently. And here are 2 common meal timing setups I might recommend. The first one is intermittent fasting, which is essentially skipping your breakfast, and you might have that first meal around noon, a small snack around 3, and dinner around 6 or 7. You're collapsing your meals into like a 7 to 8 hour window. Works incredibly well for weight loss. And guess what's happening? During those hours when you're sleeping and during that first half of the day up until your first meal, you're drinking water, you may be having your coffee or your teas, but you're not slamming it with food, so your stomach is not stretching and contracting, and you're not gonna have as much hunger signaling. The second meal timing setup is you do love breakfast, totally fine, you don't have to intermittent fast, is to have breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, a snack at 3, dinner at 7. You're roughly eating 4 meals, spaced roughly every 4 hours. It's simple, it's less extreme than 6 meals a day, but you're still gonna stay full, and this is a really good concept. So your stomach can expand and shrink, but by not eating, it's not like your stomach is gonna gradually shrivel up over time. It's just that your hunger signaling with ghrelin is not gonna be as active all the time, and this is a key point. Now, there are some surgical options to literally shrink the anatomical size of your stomach, and this could be a gastric band, where they essentially put a taut rubber band around your stomach to section off parts of the stomach so you have a smaller stomach. And guess what? From this research, it's not that your stomach is just anatomically smaller, but when your stomach is compressed like that with the band, it actually releases more of these satiety hormones more quickly when you do eat. And the other surgical option, a gastric bypass, is where they actually section off part of your stomach and they attach your esophagus deeper into the stomach. And again, yes, your stomach is actually anatomically smaller, the balloon is smaller, and it also increases the satiety hormones, GLP-1, some of these other hormones that make you feel full. So those are surgical options, but my recommendation is before you go there is to dial in your meal timing to get to the point where you're not actually constantly stimulating these ghrelin hunger hormones. Drink water throughout the day, and basically stop eating when you're around 70% full. really key habit, because there's actually a delay in the signaling between our stomach and the feeling that we've actually eaten by about 20 minutes or so. So that means in a 20-minute period, you could slam way more food than your body needs, and there's that lag latency time, so you're not gonna feel full later. So when you slow down your eating and you chew more times and you're more mindful of the amount of food that's going in, and you slow things down, you're actually gonna feel full sooner, and you're not gonna overeat calories, and that's a really good thing. So those are some practical ways to really quote unquote shrink your stomach size. Although your stomach's not shrinking anatomically unless you're doing a surgical approach or using a lap band, which is a more extreme option, where first I say you dial in your meal timing, you be more mindful with your food, you pay attention to your body as you're eating, you chew more, you slow things down, and you maybe try something like intermittent fasting. Those are the first line things to quote unquote shrink your stomach and help your hunger hormones and your satiety hormones work better. I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you some ideas on some simple things. And if you want more help on this stuff, on what you should actually be eating when you do eat, then scroll below, get our free meal plan, get our free weight loss jumpstart. We have these free resources for you. We're gonna send you a meal plan straight to your email. We'll also show you how to exercise. We'll also show you how to make sure that the weight that you do lose as you're cleaning up your nutrition, you actually keep it off long term. We are the Fit Father Project and Fit Mother Project. This is what we do. I hope this served you. Drop us a thumbs up below, a comment below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And I'll see you around the channel, and I'll talk to you very soon, my friend.